year 2000 Ford Puma. This is a 1.4 model, 44,000 miles. It does come on that private registration, L22MEN. Nice and standard, as you can see, standard ride height, standard wheels. It's not been messed with. Starting to become quite a popular little modern classic, these Pumas, along with the Cougars and the early Fiestas, things like that. Let's start by having a look at the bodywork. If we look down this driver's side, you can see nice and straight all the way down there. It's not full of filler or ripples or anything like that. This front driver's wing, the arch itself is lovely and sharp all the way around. There's no sign of any corrosion at all on there, really, really good. Like I said, original wheel with centre caps and 4 good tyres on there. Loads of tread left in those, as you can see. Matches up with the front bumper, nice and neat. Same with around the headlights. No real marks or anything to note on that. Front driver's wing. As we move down this side of the car, you can see the sill really clean and tidy all the way along there. It's not been jacked up wrong or smashed up and down any curbs or anything like that. Driver's door itself, that's nice and tidy. There's no marks around the handle from keys or anything like that. Really, really good. Not even a stone chip to point out, to be fair. Really clean and tidy. Same story on the driver's side wing mirror. Again, nice and bright. All the plastics are good. They're not dried out or cracked. And they're covered in black to black or anything like that. Coming up this A-pillar. No sign of any stone chips at all. Really, really good. And then onto the roof. Nice and straight. There's no ripples or anything like that. It doesn't look like a golf ball. All nice and clean and tidy along here and along the roof gutter. There is a little scuff there, but actually that's dried polish, so we'll get that off. Ignore that. Around the windows on this side are all nice and tidy. Quite often these things will bubble up. You've got a little bit of sort of movement in the bottom end there, but the rest of it's really, really good. Rear quarter on the driver's side again, nice and tidy. Coming up that rear arch, lovely and sharp all the way around. You can see just how clean that is there. No sign of any corrosion. Quite often down here is the place it starts. Another good wheel and tyre. Not really anything to point out on this car. It makes for a boring video, but it does make for a good car. Both rear tail lights. All good. No sign of any moisture or anything in those. Lower half of the bumper. Nice and tidy. All good along there. If we're going to be really picky, that plate's been screwed onto something at some point and it's now on pads. But that is me being cruel and picky. Shows you how little there is to say about this car, really. Lovely and tidy along there. Up onto the top of the boot lid. Again, lovely and tidy. Where it meets the rear screen again, nice and clean. No sign of any drop dirt or anything. Tint on the rear screen. It is heated as well, obviously with the wiper. Coming around on this passenger side, and again, lovely and straight all the way up. No sign of any ripples or dents. Lovely, nice, tidy arch all the way around. No sign of any corrosion. Another good wheel and tyre. Around the filler cap, that's nice as well. It's obviously had a bit of paintwork at some point. There's a little bit of overspray on the back of the cap there. But again, it's a 20-year-old Ford. It's going to have had some paintwork to look this nice. Sill on this side. Nice and clean all the way along. No sign of any corrosion. It's not got any sort of nasty dents or scrapes in it. That lip's all nice and sharp. Rear quarter itself, again, nice and tidy. Same story on the rear, on the passenger side door. We've got one tiny little stone chip down the bottom here. Just see that there, sort of right in the middle of the door at the bottom. Rubber strips on this side are nice, except for the same little bubble around in the usual spot. Rear section, that's all good, and along the top's nice and tidy as well. Can have another look at the roof from here. Lovely and straight. Leading edge where the screen is, again, that's all good. There's no stone chips on there or on the A-pillar. And then on the front passenger wing, final arch, lovely and clean and sharp all the way around. Another good wheel and tyre. Amazingly, both headlights, lovely and clear. They don't need polish. They always need polished on a Puma, but these are really good. Nice and tidy on that front bumper. No sign of any stone chips at all. Bonnet, again, no sign of any stone chips there either. The rest of the bonnet, lovely and straight. Moving on into the interior. Driver's side door card, nice and clean. Got electric mirrors, electric windows as well. It was quite dark on that with the tint on the rear, but it's nice and clear rear bench. It doesn't really look like it's been used hardly at all. Head lining's all good. Got the ignition on, we'll just double check what that mileage was. 44,783. If you check the description, we'll detail what we know as far as sort of service history goes and what we've got to go with that. Nice and tidy around that steering wheel. It's not been driven with any big rings on or anything. Top of the dash is all good. Standard Ford stereo. Has aircon as well, this one. Driver's seat. Bolsters are lovely and tidy on both sides. You've got a tiny little snag. So you might just be, you can't even see it, it's tiny. From a seat belt there, but that's it. We'll pop the bonnet while we're here. Have a look in the boot. Again, parcel shelf's not been cut or anything for speakers. Nice and tidy. The rams are good. They hold the boot lid up nice and high. Carpet set. Sorry, it's very dark in here, but the carpet set's all nice and clean. If we lift that up, you can see nice and tidy on the boot floors. No trapped moisture or anything in there. No sign of any corrosion coming through. And then into the passenger side. Lovely and clean on that door card. And then this front passenger seat. Really, really good. No sign of any wear. Just what you expect on this kind of mileage. I think most of the use of this car has been just with one person, which is the driver, that's it. And under the bonnet, like I say, it is the 1.4 petrol, obviously. Just excuse some dodgy camera work while we get this bonnet propped up. Along these panels, all of the tags and stickers are nice and clean and visible. Around the strut top, no sign of any corrosion coming through on either side. So you've got that little 1.4 16 valve Z-Tech S. There's no sign of any fluids dropping out the bottom of it. So we're going to start it up. It's driven to us. Puma is about a week. It starts on the button, as you can see. Once it's done its checks, all of the warning lights go out. We've got lights on there for the door being open, because obviously the door's open, and warning light for the handbrake. When we take the handbrake off, that goes. Lovely and smooth in here. And no sign of anything nasty flying out the back. So there you have it. 2000 Ford Puma, 44,000 miles, 1.4 petrol. Any questions, please get in touch. Thank you.